ERC, quality service since 1972. Repairing TVs, console stereos, electronic musical instruments, pinball machines, arcade games, and more. Call 836-0454.
You've clicked on the Weather Xtreme video. I'm ABC 3340 meteorologist Brian Peters with you for this Friday, May the 30th edition. Let's take a look at some sky cams. Here's the Coleman sky cam and the sun being filtered through some higher clouds. And I just love this shot, looking down south-southeast across the end of the Appalachians there, or actually a little bit south-southwest. And then, of course, we've got the sun rising over Clanton. So kind of a interesting tour of sky cams this morning. And what do you think about this? Well, it looks like the remnants of Tropical Depression Alma are over Central America, and the Storm Prediction Center or the National Hurricane Center, I should say, has got this forecast as it continues to be a depression. So going to be interesting to see if it comes into the Atlantic. Surface map this morning, we're under high pressure that's off to our east and northeast. And I got a low pressure area moving through the northern central plains that's once again creating some issues. On the 500 millibar pattern in the upper atmosphere, we've got a strong high pressure area, and that's probably going to keep us pretty dry today. It's also keeping a lot of the southeastern U.S. pretty warm, with temperatures generally in the 60s and 70s, and the whole country actually fairly warm. Outlook for rain over the next 5 days is not really good for the southeastern U.S. Notice just on the order of possibly a tenth to a quarter of an inch across much of central Alabama, and that'll come primarily in showers on Sunday. Storm Prediction Center outlooking a large area for slight risk today, including an area for moderate that encompasses a good portion of central Iowa, a little bit of northwestern Indiana, and a little tiny bit of Missouri. Cities like Chicago, and looks like just in the vicinity of St. Louis as well. And, of course, there was a very active day yesterday, 55 tornado reports. I think that brings the last few days way, way up there. Day 2, that slight risk sags down into the Ohio and Tennessee river valleys, and then by day 3, which is Sunday, looks like we could be under the gun. Primary risk is going to be for storms kicked off by daytime heating, and I think damaging wind and possibly some hail, although the atmosphere is pretty warm for much in the way of very large hail. Here's the 06C GFS model run. And you can see the high today. I think it's going to be near 90 for highs. I think we're going to see mostly dry weather. Can't rule out, with the humidities the way they are and the dew points the way they are, can't rule out the possibility of an isolated shower. And indeed, the GFS has got a few or a little bit of a patch area of precipitation. But I wouldn't put a lot of faith in that location, but I think we may see a few isolated showers. The ridge weakens just a little bit on Saturday in response to that trough moving across the Ohio and Great Lakes area, the Ohio River Valley and Great Lakes area. And, of course, a front being dragged down through the Ohio River Valley. That's the focus for day 2. The front reaches down into the Tennessee River Valley on day 3, and that is the focus for day 3. Begins to wash out on Monday, and certainly can't rule out, once again, that old frontal boundary is being the focus for some showers. The ridge, major ridge, somewhat suppressed on Tuesday, but, of course, we've got a little disturbance in the eastern Great Lakes area, kind of a ridge between that and the next one in the Central Plains, and, of course, that means a new series of low-pressure areas, surface lows. The whole pattern seems to congeal on that second shortwave trough for Wednesday, and that bringing a pretty good surface low across the central United States. That surface low drags a front down, looks like to about West Tennessee on Thursday. And, of course, the tropics looking a little nervous, but even though Alma is supposed to cross or be possibly in the Bay of Campeche by the Saturday-Sunday time frame, we're not seeing much on the GFS till Thursday, so it's not picking up on that exactly. We seem to see another trough developing on Friday, and with that, of course, another series of low-pressure areas in the central U.S., and the westerlies do seem to migrate a little bit further north with strong highs over the southern United States, but the Gulf remaining somewhat nervous. And once again, the GFS forecasting out in Voodoo Land on the 9th, forecasting a weak upper low over the northwestern Gulf of Mexico. And in response to that, we can see a little bit of a surface low and perhaps, something tropical. But I've been saying that for how many days now? Let's not go there. And that little reflection of that tropical system still there all the way out to the 12th, and a lot of precipitation over Texas, which I think is a result of that. Well, we appreciate you tuning into the Weather Xtreme video. Should have another one posted by Saturday morning around 8 o'clock. And if you get a chance, I'm going to be out at Columbiana this evening from, I think it's about 6 to 8 at the Music on Main. So if you get a chance to get out that way, come by and say hello. Again, thanks for tuning in. Have a great Friday, and God bless.